How did it start for
People
you?
that How did it start with me?
Yeah, how did radio? How did you get into radio?
Ooh. So when I don't really tell people this part of my life too much because I always wanted to save it for like a
For now.
yeah, now. This is the moment. This was the moment I've been waiting for. But it sounds very like self-indulgent, and I hope this doesn't come across like this, but I always wanted to make a movie about myself, like not in like a cocky way,
What a
because
wanker.
bro, it sounds like an absolute I sound like an absolute prick right now. But like, I mean, if flipping fucking Zac Efron can do it, then surely I can do
Exactly.
it. But no, like I got kicked out of my house when I was just mixing around with the wrong crowds for a
Sorry,
bit.
I wanna stop there. One before we go into this, who would play
Yes.
you in the movie?
Who?
Who would play you in the movie?
Oh, well, first of all, they got to be black for a start.
Yeah, I'm definitely not
um,
playing you, mate. Come on.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got no
no,
hair.
no. um, yeah. I mean, you know what? I've gotten Daniel Kaluuya before, you know.
Really?
I don't know how we look alike, but someone just saw two black guys in the hair. He's like, yeah,
It was
there
probably a
we
white.
go,
It's probably a white dude that said it, right?
bro. I probably was, probably was.
All right,
Um,
carry on with the story. Let's go.
but so I got kicked out of my house when I was like 15, and I went to live with my dad for a bit. I didn't really have a relationship with my dad. And whilst I was alone, right, I just slept in the living room on the couch, and like I had no phone, like everything got confiscated away from me, and I just used to wake up early, just turn on the radio because it was the only thing that I saw on TV
Yeah.
besides the explicit channels when I
Yeah.
was a kid, as you do. And yeah, every morning I used to put on like Kiss Breakfast and Early Breakfast with Clarke Amfo. And she was like, "Oh, message us if you want to shout out." And I was like, "This is bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna fall for this scam where you message people and they shout you up." But I was like, you know what? It's not my phone, it's not my money. I'm gonna use my dad's phone. So I messaged Clara and then she shouted me out. And I was like, wait, what? And it was crazy because in a time in my life where I had no friends, like I wasn't allowed to go back to my mum's house. Like all my family didn't speak to me for a bit. The only person I had was a complete stranger.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? The way Clara Amfo and like I used to listen to Kiss regularly. So like Clara Amfo, then AJ King, and then Charlie Hedges, like all these people. I was like, it's crazy how I've made friends through the radio
Yeah.
and they don't even know me. They're not even judging me. They're just showing me love.
Mm.
Um, and I was like, that's what I want to do for someone one day.
Yeah.
Like, I want to listen to, it was on my mood board from when I was 16. I said, one day I want to have a radio show at 7 to 9 p.m. on Friday and Saturdays, like just have that party show. And I was like, that's what I want to do for people. I want people to hear my voice and be like, you know what? That's a guy who I listen to. He makes me smile. He makes me dance. He puts me onto new music, but most importantly, he makes me dance. Um, and then, like I said earlier on, I was like, I've tried to do everything, but I'm not going to give up on radio. And then I remember seeing DJ EZ do a boiler room. It's a really small one where everyone remembers it. But he was at Pitch Bend.
Yeah.
He had the that song bump and something, bump and flick, something like that. Baby, dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like what is this? Went to my first festival that same year. I joined Represent and I snuck into the festival, got fake ID. I remember seeing Shifky. And this was a time where he had like what songs was it like? I know. Yeah, he was like in the charts kind of
It's
vibe.
when he got big.
Yeah, like this was like the peak of Shifky. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is crazy. I hear this guy on Kiss every day and I'm seeing him at a festival.
Yeah.
And then I came across like a Carl Cox set in Ibiza. I think he was wearing like a white t-shirt. Everyone knows it. It's a classic set. And he was playing Nine Toes and Spinder in it. And I was like, whoa. And then from those moments, I was like, I've picked like three people that I love.
Yeah.
EZ, Clara Amfo, with a bit of like Shifky in there. I was like, okay, how can I make this into me? But I didn't really find a point to make it into me. Then I went to Carnival, did the most unchristian thing ever, but who cares? We're all human beings. I was dancing with girls, I was drinking alcohol, and bear in mind, this is the virgin life of me, right?
Yeah.
And you dancing with a girl is like having sex. I'm like, fucking hell, this is amazing. Then I was like, how can I combine like sound system music with like my love of like house music and radio? And I was like, that's it. Like, let's try to find a way we can blend those like carnival sounds with like those big like house and big drums, but also represent that on radio. And that was it for me, bro. And I know it's a quite long answer, but
that's great.
That's when and I had this phase when I was at One Extra. I got the residency. Big shout out to Toddler Team, man. That was like my guy. And he earlier on people were saying that Jerry's like a little EZ because all I was doing was like, watching EZ videos and trying to be EZ, you know. And then I got onto One Extra and it was a residency. I had 6 months to show them that I'm big enough for a show. And only 2 people out of 4 of us got a show. And I think I was 17 at the time. And I was so disappointed. Like I was like crying. I was like, man, I've literally worked 2.5, 3 years for this.
Yeah.
Why has it not worked out for me? You know?
So you didn't get a show?
No, I didn't get a show.
Yeah.
And I remember Gavin Douglas, who taught so many DJs on One Extra on Radio 1. He said to me, Jerry, what is one thing you can wake up every morning and do it? And no matter how much it stresses you, no matter how much you feel down, when you get to that job, or like you feel happy. And I was like, it's radio and DJing and making music. It's to me, well, if that's the case, don't give up.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? You're right. And like similar with Charlie T, 6 months later, I got a show on One Extra, and I was the youngest DJ to ever have a show on the BBC.
Wow.
And I've been there for the last, 5, 6 years now.
What was your first show?
My first show was a cover show. I was covering Mim Shake. It was a breakfast show. But I was just doing it because that was the only way in, you know? And it was so funny because it was like a full circle moment because I got my first Radio 1 show taking over Toddler T, who was the person who gave me my first ever festival booking at Glastonbury. And I feel like in life, you know, with musicians and creatives in general, there comes a stage where, you know, you realize that it's time to move on.
Yeah.
You know? Like big slits DJs like Annie Mac, you know, who have like paved the way for so many incredible women, so many incredible just like broadcasters to like just chase their dreams.
Yeah.
But there comes a point in everyone's life where they realize, you know what, now it's time for me to pursue or do something else or open the door for somebody else. And then I met some people who were the complete opposite. You'd ask them for advice, but they wouldn't give it to you, or they'd give you like the short end of the stick, you know. But Toddler T was the complete opposite. So when Toddler left, Toddler actually suggested that I covered his show whilst he was gone. And then Radio 1 said to me, it's not going to be a full-time show, but just enjoy the time whilst you have.
Totally.
Kept on doing it. They gave me that slot. I was like, fucking hell, this is mad. And then after that, like I said, influenced by sound system culture and electronic music, Major Lazer, just incredible. Talk about Diplo, Bushfire, the whole gang. It's just like out of this world. And then Diplo left Radio 1 because he knew it was time for him to go. And they put me where Diplo used to be. And it was just so like, fuck it. It's so mad because I've started this journey and been inspired by all these different people.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that, you know, not to say I'm taking over, but it's like they see the vision I'm going down.
Yeah. And
yeah, now we're here going from 11 o'clock on a Saturday night now to 7 o'clock. And, you know, I mean, you tell 15-year-old Jerry that 10 years down the line, you'll be doing Saturday nights on Radio 1 on the biggest station in Europe playing sound system music.
Biggest station in the world. I don't care what anyone, it might not be the biggest listenership in the world, but it's the biggest culturally radio station in the world.
You go to anywhere in the world, you mention those 3 letters, BBC, they either think you're talking about the size of my cock.
And we know it's not that, so yeah.
Cheers, right? Cheers. Or the actual building. So it's like, yeah, man, like It's the perfect double meaning I could ever ask for, bro. Genuinely. I hope that is my job to say that now.
Oh
But,
dear. Yeah, you're gonna lose the job now. It's game over.
Yeah, right.
No, it's like, man, it's amazing. It's a crazy journey, and it's all happened in 10 years.
In 10 years.